Hello, chat. Hi. How are you guys? Why is it showing my tongue when I open my mouth? I'm not even fucking sticking my tongue out. Who sticks their tongue out to talk? Anyways, hi, Nimby. Oh, shit. I forgot to share the stream. Let me get the thing. Sorry, chat. I'm distracted. Let me... Maybe this time I won't start a new instance. Let me go ahead and load it. I'm actually excited to meet the girl with that doesn't have legs. Your street lost power? How? Are you okay? That's the important part. Are you okay? Hi, Pei. Yeah, Emmy is a nice girl. She's fun. Hi, Arthur. Dun 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 dun. Husbando. Oh yeah, LMAO. I'm checking my messages because I've reached out. Music putting you to sleep again, Peitho? Yes. Always. I'm also trying to email a place. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. I feel very tired this morning. Probably because yesterday itself was a very tiring day. On top of that, I woke up far earlier than necessary. After saying hi to Shizune and Misha, I start doing the work as instructed from the board. It already looks like today is going to be heavy. I don't have a problem with that now, though. Shizune and Misha might jump on me, trying to get an answer about whether or not I've decided to join the student council, even if it's just one day. I wouldn't put it past them to try, and I don't have an answer for them if they do, so this situation is convenient for me. About 10 minutes into class, Hanako walks in and takes a seat, but no one looks at her. The teacher doesn't even comment on her lateness. Cook a steak that was soaked in Fireball, and I wish it tasted better than what I had. Marinating steaks in alcohol don't work, chats. LMAO. Oh no. He does, however, stop us to say that we're going to break into groups again. I turn my head and see that Shizune and Misha are looking at me. Shizune gives me a smile that is equal parts cute and menacing. This is a smile that says, "We have you now. There is no escape."
Hee-chan! It looks like we're together again! Yay, yay!
Misha leans sideways, while Shizune pushes her desk closer to mine. There really is no escape now unless I were to jump through the window. Jumping out the window isn't the best option, sadly.
What's wrong, Hee-chan? Oh, Hee-chan, have you been thinking about what you said yesterday? You said that you would think about joining the student council, didn't you?
By the way, I've heard that soaking meat in Dr. Pepper tastes good. I'm just saying.
It's okay, Hee-chan. We were talking about it after you left, and it would be rude to expect you to already have an answer for us this early, right? Right?
Rin is the best girl. I really like Misha. Not gonna like Misha is my favorite. 100%. Damn, girl knows her meat. Duh. What do I look like? I'm so nervous. Okay, anyways. I'm so happy you two are able to have a laugh at my expense. And even more pleased to know that you both know how crazy the two of you can be. Now that that's over, Shizune snaps back into serious mode and smacks today's assignment with the back of her hand in an overly dramatic and important way. When I actually look at the stuff, it's mostly just reading. In fact, there are only 2 problems. I almost want to say something about how her rush to get started seems a bit much, considering the small amount of work, In fact, Shizune probably knows how little there is and simply doesn't care. Are they a pair? Are they a together pair? What do you mean? What do you mean? Do I have to go for both? I would like just Misha. Just her. Can I get just her alone? Yeah, it seems like the workload doesn't matter to her as much as the fact that there is work. The actual amount is unimportant. She approaches everything with the same level of ambition. You gonna take the deaf girl and not her interpreter? No, I don't want the deaf girl. I want the interpreter. Wait, other way around. Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna get water. I'm not gonna mute, though. Y'all can hear me struggle to find it. Wait, I found it. Hold on. I've got me water. I've got me water. Okay. Oh, it's hard to talk about Misha without spoilers. God, okay. I'm glad you guys are able to find my, or like this stream. Cause yeah. That's it, really. In theory, the route is for the girl with glasses. Ugh! New people here? Francis has been coming for, a little while. Man, never mind then. I guess I can't get Misha. What? What bullshit. Based on her name, Shizune's parents had big hopes for her. They're gonna be so disappointed. Whoa! She's smart! I don't often stop by, but I love this game. LMAO. Oh my god, I'm rubbing my eye. Ugh. Whatever, okay. While I'm reading, I let my eyes wander around the room and catch Hanako trying her hand at solving the problems. It looks like she's working alone. I can't remember seeing her working with other people before. Thinking back to how shy she is, it's understandable. Hey, that girl over there.
Wow.
Ah!
Brother-Doom donated $40.
Brother Doom, thank you! $7. I hope I did that math right. Because if I didn't, I'm gonna be so sad. I know she's smart, but they're gonna be disappointed at some point. LMAO. Is it an alert in Spanish? No. So the TTS bot can speak Spanish. So part of our community is Spanish speaking. So that if they send a message in Spanish, it'll read it without it sounding like shit. And the English sounds funny, so we keep it.
Huh? Who, Hichan?
Her. Hanako, over there, does she always work alone?
I think so, Hee-chan. Do you feel sorry for her because she's alone?
I was just thinking that maybe she could work with us or something.
No, I don't think that would be a good idea, Hee-chan.
Am I a minority for speaking Spanish? No. Where? Lover of mine? Why doth thou have thine keys on your waist?
I haven't taken them off yet.
Mm.
I'll do it now.
There's no music playing. I reached out to the people that are, I reached out to the ones that have Blossom.
Who?
Blossom, the $300 one in Tennessee.
Okay.
I reached out to them and I was like, hey, we don't have a fenced backyard, but I do dog grooming, so I'd 100% keep up her grooming.
Side.
Huh?
Side.
Yeah. Because they were like, must go to an owner who understands, you know, the grooming upkeep. So I was like, who better than a dog groomer? Haha, haha. I emailed them. But who knows if they will email me back. I'm like constantly refreshing my Gmail.
That's so cute.
I disagree.
I went ahead and
You what?
I packaged the room. Probably good. Then I put his. I put the litter box. A bit of a wings.
The black one?
I put it next to where the games are. It's like near where his room stuff is. Like let's like in the corner. It's not close enough for him to like kick it out. Especially now with it being taller than he is.
Yeah. He shouldn't be able to kick any of the litter out.
Smack the fuck out of him.
For going behind the thing? Has he gone behind it again?
He's pretty remorseful when I hit him, like when I'm stripped on him, and he's so pitiful. He's like ears down, but he doesn't hate me. He's not mad at me for it. He just comes crawling to me.
Bring him to me.
It's very cute.
Bring me the baby. Chat. For those of you that are new here, that was in fact my husband. My huswife. My wifeband. If you will. Anyways. Why not?
Chi-chan wouldn't get along with her.
Why? Misha shuffles around the question, letting out a laugh that sounds very strange. It's nervous, but still has that lilting up and down quality present in everything she says.
Just because, Hee-chan.
By now, Shizune has noticed our conversation, and it makes me realize again how Misha has been signing everything she has been saying this whole time.
What, Chi-chan? The friend of my enemy is my enemy? That sounds so harsh. I'm not going to say that.
You said it anyway.
I know, Hee-chan. It's fine if you overhear.
I wonder if this is Misha's way of keeping things fair, since without her, I wouldn't be able to understand a thing Shizune is saying, and vice versa.
For a moment, I thought he was back there. I couldn't find him, but no, he was on top of the little thing here next to my desk. Plot between it and the desk, like the table where the fridge is.
Fridges?
Yeah, he's like hiding like underneath.
Give him to me.
For a moment, I thought he was back there again. I was about to smack the absolute shit out of him. I was about to kill his cat. I swear to God.
What if I take him to work and I dye his feet blue before giving him to Helmsman? Red, white, blue. Because we're giving him to Helmsman on the 4th of July. How funny do you think that would be?
If you want.
It's semi-permanent, so it'd go away.
So it's not permanent.
No, it's not permanent.
You say permanent.
Yes, so it's not permanent.
You could have just said not permanent. Or just say
No,
semi-permanent.
because not permanent means you can wash it out after you're done displaying it.
Mhm.
Semi-permanent means after a few washes it comes out. Permanent means you have to wait until you shave it for it to be gone. You're gonna refill that for me. But yeah, that's the difference.
I think groomers need to relearn what the word permanent means.
That's how it is for even regular hair dye.
I think artists in general need to relearn what the word permanent means. I think I asked tattoo artists as well.
God. Is that also why she signs all the time? So there's never a... Oh my god! Hello, Lord of
Hi, Bay and
Opossums!
Rosa.
Hi! Well, that's daily for the day. Holy shit. No, that's not how that works. 3. I was like 100 to 300? I'm a little stupid. Let's see. Opossums. That would also give you 100. There.
I filled it to the point where putting it back in, the little bit of difference of the straw going in, was enough to get it to surface tension level.
Baby.
So that is as full as it possibly can be
Look
without
at him.
overfilling.
Hold on. It's gonna pop out at me when I open it.
No, it's not.
Maybe it always does.
No, it's not. Watch.
It literally just did. I had the lid closed. Bring me paper towels.
It's
Baby, this is a mat on top of wood. Ah, the dirty sock will do.
not a dirty song.
Huh?
It's not a dirty song. That's a dirty song.
Yeah, I said the dirty sock will do. I was joking that you should give me the dirty socks to clean it.
Mm.
Anyways,
I didn't want chat to believe I gave you a
we hit
dirty
daily.
song. Oh shit. That was fast. Thank you, Liver Possums.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
Brother Doom had the other 40.
Thank you, Brother Doom. Hell yeah.
So, yeah.
That puts us more than halfway to weekly at the very least.
Yeah.
Today's what, Friday?
Yep. Yeah, I don't think we're hitting it, but that's okay. Look at him. Look at him. Look at that little... Look at that.
And we're definitely not hitting weekly next week, 'cause next week's the,
I think if they can hit the donation goal
mhm.
and stuff, I think it's fine.
Ours is 500.
Mm-hmm. And then they have other days to donate for daily.
Yeah, I just...
It'll be fine. I believe in our chat.
It's okay. Next month. Next month, we have clips dropping in.
Yep.
Hot, the shorts. We've got
I think
video.
my Katawa Shoujo playthrough should be a video.
Yeah?
There have been some pretty funny moments or clips from Katawa Shoujo.
It wouldn't be super expensive either. It's not
No, it's not very long. Anyways, can I continue?
Maybe. But I was gonna say we have the Dark Souls 3 video dropping next month as well. And 20 shorts.
Do you think mayhaps we could swap out some shorts for covering the cost of the Katawa Shoujo once I'm done playing it?
You mean for the following month?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, my plan was... Well,
Why is my TikTok stuff not popping up?
the number of shorts this month was going to be a lot, just because I only had one video planned. And I wanted to see how much retention we would get with people clipping the channel again, like, consistently.
Yeah.
And it was good. We should be hitting the 20 short, cap. For the
Oh, hold on. What is going on in my stuff?
But next month's video is gonna be the
Whoa, I didn't realize it got my tracking, like my eyeballs that good. Look at my model.
Yeah.
I'm looking down.
Yeah. Yeah, mine struggles. I think I need my phone. Or a newer iPhone. Not new.
I don't think the phone is the issue.
I'm pretty sure it is the phone. Because it just doesn't track anywhere near as well as this one does.
Well, do you want to just swap phones when you stream? We don't stream at the same times. Ever.
That's fair. But I was gonna say that's also it's the first phone to have that type of tracking.
So that's what I'm saying. Do you want to just share a phone? You just snap it, take it over there. Because we don't ever stream at the same time using the same, like with my model tracking. And if we do,
We could try it.
then I'll just take yours.
It's not tracking a big deal anyway.
Some people stay for tracking. Some people yes, I know. So it's me. I'm one of those people. If a model is tracked jankly, I'm like,
Why are we married?
Your personalities
So captivating.
was Anyways. That's why I can't watch Maury for too long.
Oh, I love her tracking, actually. I feel the opposite about her tracking.
I can't watch her for too long.
I think the extreme jitteriness of her tracking, and I think the fact that she's kept that jitteriness across every model.
Yeah, it's not just...
No. It's on purpose at this point.
It's everywhere.
It is on purpose at this point, I'm positive. If that was a bug, it would have been squashed by, the next model if they couldn't squash it on the first. That is by design, and it's fucking phenomenal. I love it.
Anyways, I'm gonna go back to playing this game. He doesn't want to be in my bra anymore, though.
No.
Do you want to take him?
Yeah. I think he needs to explore the room and learn where he can and can't go without getting beat.
Okay. Love you.
I need to fold stuff, actually.
I think that's something we do together on Sunday. Genuinely.
We need to be in help with it. We need to make sure we feed it.
I think we wake up early. I'm thinking I wake up at the same time I wake up to go to work. I make breakfast. And then we do laundry before work stream. Okay. Go ahead. Take him. Whatever. You should teach him tricks. Is that also why she signs all the time? So there's never a conversation Shizune will be left out of?
Anyway, we should start on the problems now, Hee-chan.
We finish with time to spare, and I decide to ask if there are any alternatives to the cafeteria, as frankly, the food so far has been subpar. This sends Shizune and Misha arguing amongst themselves about their favorite restaurants. All of them are downtown, so I don't think we have time to go all the way there. And what about the bill? Are they arguing just for the fun of it? Maybe. They seem so distracted by it, they don't even notice the start of the actual lunch break. I have to sneeze. Ah! I look over my shoulder towards the back of the classroom. She seems to be studying her notes from the previous class. She seems to be... Oh, wait, hold on. It's an odd sight. Everyone else in the class is busying themselves with the lunch break. Socializing, gossiping, rearranging desks. The ones with actual boxed lunches mixed in and chattering like everyone else, only interrupted by short bouts of eating. But when I watch Hanako, it feels like I'm the only one who can see her. Almost as if she was invisible, sort of hiding in plain sight. Is she being bullied? Is she isolating herself from the rest of the class on her own accord? I see her look over her shoulder towards the classroom's rear door. Come to think of it, she hasn't turned a page since I've started watching her. I guess she's waiting for someone. What to do? I read my book. I do what I always do when I don't know what to do. Like now. I've already started on one of the books I borrowed yesterday and took it with me to school to fill the empty moments between classes. I find the page that I creased a corner of to mark the spot I left yesterday night and pick up from there. That hurts my soul. Misha and Shizune are still arguing heatedly, probably about restaurants still. If I joined them, I'd just get caught up in that, or worse, get grilled about joining the student council. Misha isn't speaking aloud, since there's nobody who'd need to hear what they are talking about. But why does she tend to sign things even when Shizune doesn't need to understand? When Shizune doesn't need to understand what's being said. Or, even more strangely, when Shizune's not around at all. What an odd conflict of habits. I find it hard to focus on the book, and besides, the lunch break beckons me to leave the dullness of the classroom. I do so, heading down for the cafeteria. Misha and Shizune, having come to a conclusion of one kind or another, follow in my wake, though still talking in their animated fashion. Just around the corner of the hallway, something hits me in the chest with the force of a runaway train. I'm so excited, dude. Oh my god. It's her. Ouch. Opening my eyes, I see a pair of saucer-like green eyes looking up at me. They belong to the perpetrator, a short girl who bumped into me and has now fallen down onto the hallway floor. She wears a PE uniform and a very worried frown. The former strikes me as a rather strange thing to have on during a lunch break. More striking than that, though, is that she doesn't have legs. Or she does, but they are not flesh and bone. Her pale, and very much flesh and bone, thighs end in shins and feet made of some black metallic or plastic-like material. They look disturbingly artificial and unnatural. It almost makes me forget that my chest is hurting. The girl winces a little, rubs her nose, and jumps up. What voice, chat? What sort of tones shall I give? Good news. Oh, wait, cute and energetic. A little teasing, maybe. Good news. For the moment, we are on generator power. Hell yeah, TJ. Is it like a storm or something? What happened? Give me an example of a character with that sort of voice so that I can, like, mimic it. Because I'm not very good at, like, you know, doing it on my own. No storm, a little windy, but nothing that should have caused a power outage of this scale. That's crazy, dude. Damn, I don't watch much anime, usually read manga instead. Damn. Okay, hold on. So yeah, for the moment, it's an I don't know. That's so weird. Just think sporty track girl voice. Ah. Fuck, hold on. Hippo more like a lame-o, am I right, guys? Hello, Kazriel. Welcome in. I gotta think of like a, I can't do raspy, but I think like raspy would be really good for like a, you know, hold on. Holy shit, that was a cough. Of all time. Let me think. Hold on. I'm gonna look something up. Hopefully you won't be able to hear it. But I don't get struck down by the YouTube gods. I'm reporting the stream as we speak. I don't know. Oh, what? It's okay, I'll figure it out. I'm trying to think. I really am. Thinking is not my forte, man. Fuck. Okay.
Oh man, hey, are you alright? I'm sorry about that, really.
God, that was so horrible.
I wasn't looking where I was going and you just came out of nowhere. Sorry.
She's looking really apologetic, in the hurt puppy way of looking apologetic. I quickly forget about being angry or anything, since hurt puppies are my weak spot. This man just is like, disabled women. My heart. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Ouch. Uh-oh. I say that, but there's a stinging pain growing in my chest. And I know that this is about the biggest possible danger for my condition. Don't overexert yourself. Don't forget your medication. And most of all, don't get hit in the chest. I try to rub my solar plexus to chase the pain away, holding my breath in an attempt to hear my heartbeat. It seems normal.
Hey, should I get a nurse?
The worried, high-pitched voice of the girl snaps me out of it. I stared at her for a few seconds, dumbfounded, until I realized that I probably looked worse off than I really was. Doubled over myself and looking all tense. Damn, I'm overly worried about my heart. No need, I'm fine. Managing to say something in response, I pull myself upright, feeling my sore ribs one last time and take a deep breath. She just knocked the wind out of me. Big time, but it's nothing more than that.
You sure you're okay? I hit you pretty hard.
Nah, it's okay. I said I was fine and nothing's broken. No harm done.
That's good.
I feel a hand on my shoulder at the same time the girl's eyes widen in horror. What? No! Go back! Horror and whatever she was saying gets interrupted by a very horrifying Neep! I don't have time to look behind me because Shizune is already shoving me aside and stomping over to the girl, signing furiously at her.
Miss Ibarazaki, I saw that. Running in the halls is strictly forbidden.
Misha translates, right on Shizune's tail, but her voice is girlishly playful, not full of the divine fury Shizune's arm movements would seem to call for.
Sorry. I was just going to get some stuff and I was kind of I was in a kind of hurry.
Oh my god. What the fuck?
You've been told this 1,000 times before. Your reckless behavior endangers other students, and even worse, it's explicitly against the school regulations.
The girl blushes and starts to fidget nervously like a little child caught misbehaving. It's so cute, I find myself smiling. She's very cute.
I know that. I was just... Make sure that this will not happen again. Although, I'm sure telling you this is futile and only causes me further headache when you choose to ignore the regulations. Got that, Emmy?
The small girl sticks her tongue out in response.
I gotta go. Teacher will have my head. I promised to help with printouts, but I went running instead. Sorry, but I've got to change and everything.
Before Misha or Shizune or I... Why would they say that? Before Misha or Shizune or I can say anything, she's already bolted from where she was a second ago, almost halfway towards the stairwell. Because of students like Isao, this could have literally killed him? Yeah, that's true. Shizune looks like she's about to go nuclear on the spot, so I smile at her in a vain attempt to calm her down.
Are you okay, Hee-chan? That Ibarazaki girl is always like that, causing trouble to others.
You know, I'm pretty certain Shizune wouldn't call me Hee-chan.
Never mind.
Yeah, anyway, I'm okay. Just got the wind knocked out of me.
That's great, Hee-chan.
I wouldn't call that great, but I let it slide this one time.
We have to run now. There's an important student council meeting regarding the festival, and we finally decided where to eat. Too bad you can't join, but this lunch meeting is only for council members. We can take you there some other time. Oh, but that'd be like a date, wouldn't it?
The girls leave for downstairs. I didn't manage to get far from the third floor hallway before all this commotion struck. Literally. I should get going as well. The lunch in the afternoon class pass uneventfully. I read most of the book I had started yesterday and eat some of the mostly inedible offerings of the cafeteria. The class is tiresome. The teacher seems like an okay person, despite the weird first impression I got, and the material is relatively interesting. However, the way he teaches is really bizarre. It's as if he expects that everyone is a natural genius. When the final bell sounds, I realize that there is still a lot of time left in the day, and I'm left wondering what to do. It's odd. At the hospital, I had 24 hours a day of free time, but here, filling the considerably shorter hours feels difficult. Everyone else leaves, and I'm left alone with the teacher. Muto is examining the assignment sheets we were working on earlier, marking them with a red ball pen. Raising his eyes from his papers briefly, he notices me and furrows his brow. What is it, Nakai? I jump at him addressing me, but I guess it's natural to spark some conversation since there is nobody else around. Nothing. Thinking about what I'd do after school. The teacher slowly puts the cap on the pen he is holding and arranges his papers into a stack, clacking it against the desk twice. He seems very methodical, and for a brief moment I'm reminded of Shizune, but the teacher is more unhurried and relaxed.
La Civic
Oh my God!
$100. Dead Space.
Viking! Why? I'm hated. I am despised. Where the fuck is it? No! No! You are literally $70 from making me play Dead Space. I will forbid it. Not allowed. Illegal. I have to go potty. Give me just a second. Thank you, by the way, Viking. Who's so dead? What's so dead about it?
Hello, chat. It's me, Jin, not Patho. I was asked to entertain yous because Patho has to download something for me. So she's not download, just to print something for me because I don't know how to use a printer. But yeah, hello. She's also looking at the thing about the dog. The lady with the dog in Tennessee got back to her, so. Yeah. These little glasses are cute. I'm gonna pay to add them to mine. To my mom. Like, perfect. Great. They do make the face a little more flat than it is, though. They like expose the flatness of the face. But yeah, how's it going, chat? I see you guys went double daily. Y'all are crazy. That means I need to draw for you guys later. I need to draw 2 things for you guys tonight. Hopefully we can get a good bit of work done with the, Maybe we can finish off Ranger, you know? Today. That'd be nice. Then we can move on to, you know, other things that need to be rebalanced, refixed, reworked. I think it could be fun. I can barely hear Jin, the music is so loud. Have you guys told Paith that the music is loud? Holy fuck, it's as loud as I am. That's better. My wife doesn't look at the sound settings, I don't think. I have reason to suspect. Well, she's also a louder person, so it's probably fine for her. But yeah, I'm sorry, Viking. But yeah, she's currently printing out a paper for me, cause so I've been busy the last several days, and one of the things that I've been looking into is trading in my car, because my current car, it's almost paid off. Which means I can get like max value for it, since it's literally like it's like 2 payments off from being paid off. 2 like $100 and something payments, $170 payments, I think, something like that. It's hard to hear. Is it still hard to hear? Hold on. Is that better? Is that better? Can you guys hear me? Hello? Ooh, I don't want to touch that. Hello? 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 Why he kinda... Who? Oh, the guy on the screen? Yeah, I don't know. If this was an anime, I would think that guy's a pedophile. Don't ask me why. Anyways. But yeah, so, my car's almost done being paid off, right? It took a couple payments off from being paid off. It's like 300 or something like that left on it. Which, so the thing is that my car's about to hit the 20,000 mile mark. But also, the roads over here in Alabama, aka not the cities of Miami, are fucked. Absolutely fucked. So my car has lost like 3 parts from the bottom of the car since I moved here. Like we've had to take it to the express oil change down the road to get bits of it. Hear me out. What if you just stop using your car? It's unfortunately not an option. But yeah, so 3 fucking chunks of it I've had to take out from like the bottom framework of the car, because like the panels down there just I don't know what it is about the roads down here. It's like, I guess it's like because of like everything's like on a hill, so like when you get out onto the street, your front bumpers just, you know, just smacking just into the fucking pavement. Same for on the way uphill. Sometimes the front bumper will just smack into shit. You know, some places have like steep angles for their fucking driveways, like to enter and exit their driveways. You cannot have like a nice luxury sport car out here. No fucking way. Not without modifying it to make it taller. There's just no fucking way. Like you cannot have a car with 0 clearance over here. You just can't. You just can't. She can suggest that flying drone they use in Virginia, where one guy uses a literal hover bike. It's crazy. But yeah, so before my car loses more value, because it's being fucked up by the fucking road, plus the last piece that it dropped, third piece, that one it dropped on its own. It just fell off and we ran it over when we were leaving Patho's parents' place. But that piece, I found out from my dad, because I sent him a picture and I was like, dude, Dad, my car is, like, dropping parts, dude. This is the third part it's dropped since I moved over here. It's been, like, not even half a year. It's been about half a year, actually. But yeah, so it's dropped fucking 3 parts since I moved over here. And he was like, oh, that's the piece of the paneling that goes underneath the engine to prevent dirt and stuff from getting into the engine. You know, dirt and gravel from the road. And I was like, in other words, dirt and gravel is getting into my engine. So, actually, the other day, yesterday, last night, dude, last night on the way, so I took the car to go to, like, right before Pathos streamed. Or after Pathos streamed? Before Pathos streamed. Before Pathos streamed. I took the car to the bank to go deposit some money for a deposit for the new car. And it didn't work. I just have bad luck with technology. So I came back and I was like, my love, Patho, you need to go with me and you need to do it. And she was like, why? It's just not gonna work. And I was like, no, I think I'm just unlucky. I tried 3 times. The machine just did not like me. But on the way back, when I went with her, I heard a meow. And I was like, did you hear a meow? And she was like, just now? You think we hit a cat? And I was like, no, I don't think we hit a cat. And then we both heard it again. We heard another meow. And it sounded like there was a cat inside of our car. Inside of our car. So we were like, do you think a cat crawled into the engine? And so we were like, just, you know, we're like, fuck, let's get home as quickly as possible. And we got home, and we didn't find anything under the engine. We didn't hear any cats anymore. But we did hear a cat, like, right as we were getting into our house. We're pretty sure a cat got into our car somehow, somewhere. And then, you know, got out once we arrived. That's my guess, but, like, when we, like, slowed down to, like, you know, to get into, like, the driveway and stuff. So, yeah, it's just not good to have the underside of the car exposed, especially when your car is low to the ground. Some of the rats and mice were caught in traps. What? But yeah, so that happened. And so, yeah, the more, like, the more time I spend with this car over here, the more I'm like, I need to get rid of this car before this car loses any more of its value from me driving it to and from Miami, which is a 666-mile trip exactly from my house to my mother's house, which means doubled. That's 1,200 and... Why am I struggling with this? 12? No. That's not right.
Hey, baby. It's printed. What?
I'm doing math and I'm struggling. Why is my brain struggling to do 666 times 2? This should be easy. 1,312. Is that right?
No.
No,
1,000.
it's 666. It's 1,200 plus 120, which is 1,320 plus 12, so it's 1,332. Why did I struggle so much with that? Jesus Christ. God. You're rubbing off on me, baby.
I said the answer.
You read it from chat.
No, I didn't.
But anyways. But yeah, so that's like another 1,000 miles. 1,000 and change miles added to the car every time I make a trip to Miami. Plus all the trips over to like where Peyton's family lives, which is like another like hour away.
What if she's like, oh yeah, you're really sweet, you're really great, you understand, you know,
But-
safety. And she's like, yeah, come get this dog.
Then we go get it. What do you mean? What are you on about? Are you excited or upset? You excited or upset?
Yes, not upset. Nervous.
Okay, well, that would be the last of the cash we have. So, hey, you let me spend most of it on the car. I'm not gonna say no to you spending some of it. Oh no. Especially when I know it's gonna be healthy for you. So. Anyways, but yeah, so I'm trading in my car for a truck. It's a truck that's a year older than my car and has 3 times the miles on it. But it's a 6-seater. Which means the like center thingy between the 2 front seats can be put up, and it's basically like a bench seat. Which means roadhead. And with that, Peitho, my love, you're back. So I'm gonna leave you to go back to stream.
Hey, install the app that's pulled up,
Why?
because that's how you print with the Desk Jet series. I already printed it.
Okay.
Do you have my email on your PC? I don't think you do. Come back so I can put my email on your PC. So that your email is on mine.
But I was done talking to Jack.
Wow, you don't want to talk to Jack more?
Watch as you buy the truck, you suddenly grow 6 feet even and become built like a brick wall. JK, lol. I don't think that's how it works. But yeah. I'm buying a truck. I'm trading in my little dinky Honda Fit for a truck. Which is... This solves several problems. Obviously, it solves a problem with my car. Just not being good for the road conditions here. But it also solves the problem of us not having a way to haul things. Without having to borrow a car from Peitho's family. Which, you know, I never know, you know, when Peitho's family is gonna no longer be accessible to me, right? Or like when Peitho's family is not gonna be, you know, available for extended periods of time or whatever, you know? So it solves you not having a truck to enter in the truck breeding pageant. What? Short King here gonna have to jump in the truck? What do you mean by jump? Everybody needs a decent truck, mostly for hauling things. Yeah, exactly. So I finally have like a car that I can actually use to haul things without having to need help, which is big, right? Obviously, like the truck bed doesn't have like a cover. Like we didn't get one of those trucks that has like a cover. But nothing a tarp and some wire can't fix, you know? So, you know, tarp and some cabling. If it's ever rainy and whatnot, we need to haul something when it's rainy. That's like a pretty cheap buy, not something anything super expensive. The older trucks have better miles per gallon than an average sedan, so you'll notice a difference in your wallet instantly. I don't think so. So the truck that we bought is a V8. So it's a V8 from 2019. So we're looking at somewhere between, I think it said it gets somewhere anywhere between like 16 and 22 miles per gallon. For context, my Honda Fit averaged at about 45 miles per gallon. So I'm expecting to be spending about double as much gas as I used to use. There was a truck I was looking at, dude. There was a truck I was looking at that was a year older than that one. Same model, but it was just a year older. And dude, it had less miles too. And that one had a so it didn't just take gas, it could also take diesel, which would have been fucking so ideal, cause fucking diesel just runs forever. Shit is liquid gold. You found one of the newer, not so grand trucks. I'll be honest with you, it looks nice. I really like how it looks, and it looks like it's well. I plan to take it to a mechanic, so I'm buying it through Carvana, which means that I have 7 days to basically try it. And if I don't like it, I can either return it for cash, which is a bad idea because it wouldn't be a lot of cash, or I can trade it in for a different one instead.
Alright, it's done.
Which I'm hoping will not be the case, because that would suck. But I do plan to take it to a mechanic, like within that week,
Yeah,
just to make
if
sure
they find
everything.
any problems and they just pay off that truck for us, that would be like a miracle.
I don't think they'd pay off the truck for us. Maybe I think they would just pay for the repairs.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah. They don't pay off the truck for us. That's not the way that works.
That's so...
That is also bullshit. I do agree. I do agree that they should be liable for anything fucking wrong with the truck when they sell it to me with a guarantee that it's like perfect, right? With their 150 point whatever the fuck, right? If there's something wrong with that motherfucker, I should be compensated. I do agree, because that could have been my life on the line. But the world doesn't work that way for some reason. Running jump to get on the step of the truck. Oh, fuck off.
I love
Good mileage isn't a thing to consider in the US. Lucky you. No, it definitely is a thing to consider, Viking. It definitely is, especially when, you know, I have family living 12 hours out. But being able to haul things is just, you know.
Wait. What did he say?
He said, I guess good mileage isn't a thing to consider in the US. Lucky you. No, it definitely is. It definitely is. Gas right now is like $3 a gallon.
But also, I think it's
Check Twitter, please. I deleted Twitter. Methrin. I deleted Twitter off my phone. I can maybe check it on my PC later. But yeah, yeah, if you ever see me not like, if I ever don't respond, that's why. I don't check Twitter nearly as often. At some point I had to just come to terms with the fact that I just can't fix stupid. But every time that I see someone being stupid, I'm gonna be tempted to try to fix it. So it's just occupying too much of my time for literally nothing in return. Sam deleted Twitter too? Yeah, it's just... My feed's been like nothing but fucking idiots the last like several months, and it's just like, why? I don't follow any of these fucking retards. I don't follow anyone that follows these fucking retards. But I think it's just the system's like, hey, you respond to the dumbest people. So, we're gonna show you the dumbest people to get you to interact. What about Patho? She's still on Twitter.
I did like it.
She liked it. Baby, are you ready to swap back?
I told you I've got everything done.
Alright, chat. It has been nice. I'm sorry for occupying. What is that?
What is what?
That.
That's the thingy that doesn't have cables to it. But then chat sent us one with cables. Maybe let's
Oh.
get in.
Hi, Tomoe.
Back to normal.
I gave him a good rub earlier.
Yeah.
Give him some kisses.
We explained to everyone in chat currently what happened.
Oh, last night, Tomoe, revealed to me that he is a ninja. TLDR is Tomoe's pretty protective of the kitten. And the kitten escaped his burrito, so I chased him around the house into a corner, and the kitten got scared, so he started hissing at me. And I was like, how dare you? So I picked him up. He started clawing at me, so I gave him a little spank. And as I turned around, from out of nowhere, just fuzz in my face, pain in my thigh, my neck, I was like, oh god, what the fuck? And then I looked down, and as Tomoe hits the ground, Tomoe came running at me to protect the kitten, and jumped off my thigh, up to my neck, and slashed my neck, like right behind my ear. But yeah, I should have known that the fucking Siamese was a little fucking, fucking ninja. I should have known. I should have known. Bro was a fucking like fucking super spy, with all sorts of fancy moves. I should have known. Fucking Asians, man. But what's crazy is we joked about it once. And now Tomo's revealed to us that it is true. He does have a secret identity. His cross-eyedness was just a ruse. But his eyes weren't crossed afterwards. You know that?
What do you mean?
His eyes, they weren't crossed afterwards.
After he attacked you? Because he locked in?
He locked in, bro. He locked in, literally, with his eyes. He hit R3. He locked on. He didn't just lock in. He locked on. But yeah, he hit me with a warning shot on the side of the neck, so I lived. And we made up. I apologized to him for confusing him and for making him think I was, hurting the kitten. And all's good. All's good. Tomo protect the young from injustices, yeah. Yeah. He didn't know that little youngin was an escaped convict. He just, he reacted in the heat of the moment, and you know what? I respect that. I respect that. Fucking ninjas. Anyways. Alright, baby. Come hither. It's time to swap.
Is it bad that I don't understand what's wrong with this post?
What's wrong with
Well,
what post?
I can understand, but I kind of don't. So this lady posted, my husband joined a men's baseball league in hopes of making friends, getting fit, etc. I've been to a few games and he's done good. He came home early today saying he's not going back. None of the guys would talk to him and his coach never puts him out in the field anymore. Won't let him practice to get better. It makes me sad. Baseball is his favorite game and I'm so excited to join this league.
Okay.
What's wrong with the post?
Nothing. I think it's most the fact that it's like... Okay. I do think the sentiment is sweet, but at the same time, men don't want to be posted in she's publicizing a moment of weakness, right? That makes sense.
Okay.
Right?
I guess.
And so, it's one of those things where it's like, man, you know, like I get the sentiment.
A few people on the post were like, she's emasculating him online. That's an immediate divorce.
Yeah, that's an exaggeration, but again, I do get why people are upset, and it's like.
I think it's just a lack of understanding between the genders.
Yeah. I
Because
really do.
I read that and I was like,
so here's the
aw,
thing,
you
here's the
know,
thing,
she
here's the thing.
cares.
On one side, it's a cute little post saying that she cares, but like, you don't gotta include the picture. You should just talk about how it makes you feel, right? Like, but it's like it's how do I put this? It's the fact that it's not just her saying that; it's her saying that to the internet to try to get like, oh my god, you're so sweet for carrying after. Blah, blah.
Well, my immediate thought process was
Why
like,
publicize it, right?
my immediate thought
And
process.
I do think there's just a disconnect between men and women, where men are more private when it comes to like things like that, like their
Yeah.
problems.
To me,
Whereas women just need to feel. I don't know why, but women feel need to publicize fucking everything.
well,
Right.
I was seeing it more as like, hey, maybe this has happened to you before. What what activities did you find that could have like, to me, this is a small like reach out for, like, yeah, this sucks that this happened to him, but also what can I suggest to him that would make him do these things that like, would make him feel fit, that would make him feel fulfilled in what he does next. That's my thought process.
Yeah, but that's just not the way that men do. Right, and so and again, it's like she included a picture of him and everything, of him like feeling down. A candid picture.
I do think the picture is a bit much.
Like, what the fuck, Like a candid picture.
Yeah, and a lot of
depressed.
there are a lot of people in the comments that are like, imagine a man doing that to his wife. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that doesn't bother me. I don't think it'd bother a woman either.
I guess it's fair, but I guess like I don't know. Again, I think it's different, right? Like women don't mind being seen as a victim. That means they'll go to hell, right? So it's fine, right? But for a guy, it doesn't work that way. It just gets you ridiculed. So I do think it's just like a heavy disconnect where it's like women's problem-solving mentality is like, oh no, there's a problem. Let me complain about it, right? And then people will fix it for me. Whereas men don't have that privilege. And so her basically applying her
You're right,
problem-solving
Junebug.
mentality to his problem just kind of makes his problem worse. Does that make sense? Because it lowers his own self-image,
I guess.
which is the problem to begin with.
I see. I didn't realize that. Yeah, it genuinely is just a disconnect between the genders. I didn't see any problem in it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, she cares.
Yeah, like right away I get that impression too, that she cares about him.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's that she doesn't understand that her method of trying to problem solve does not apply in men's world. Not among men.
Yeah.
In the heat of the moment, huh?
Will you put pizza in the oven?
People online, no matter what side, will say divorce to any relationships.
Yeah.
Dude, I've had someone try to argue with me online that I should divorce Patha.
For what?
For feet pics that you posted
Oh.
fucking forever ago.
Forever ago?
Yeah.
That
for pictures,
chat paid for?
for pictures of your feet in socks.
Yeah. It wasn't even my feet out. I was wearing full on fucking like
Yeah.
stockings.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what makes it sluttier.
Like, man, if my girl did that, we wouldn't be dating.
And you know what's crazy?
If your girl
That was
knew you,
like
you
2
wouldn't
years
be-
ago. A year and a half ago.
If my girl knew that, we wouldn't be dating. If your girl knew anything about you, she wouldn't be fucking dating you.
That's not true. There are bitches that date Andrew Tate.
That's fair. That is very fair.
It's one ex-girlfriend that posted about him being abusive. Like,
Hey.
homegirl, you...
Hey, I'm just going by his own words, though, to be fair.
Okay, that's
By his own
valid.
words to someone else.
God.
It's funny, dude.
I need this person to respond. It's almost been 30 minutes. Yeah, that's what I noticed. They think everyone should get divorced on everything. Yeah.
Well, it's not necessarily that they think everyone should get divorced on everything. It's that they're insecure. They're insecure. They're typically not in an actual, like, solid relationship of their own. And so their insecurities in their own relationship will pop out and spring in their critique of other people's relationships.
Some girls date actual psychos? Yes.
Some girls are actual psychos. What was you said, baby?
Crazy fucking shit.
What's what you said?
What do you mean?
You said something about food.
Pizza? Oven?
Pizza? Yes.
Please?
Actually.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is that my stepdad? Not look like my stepdad for a moment.
No. Your stepdad has popped up on my,
Oh.
on my Facebook. Okay. Chat, are we ready to get back into it? They're like a black woman best friend. They keep their friend single because of their bad advice. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's get a cripple waifu pay and shadow. Yeah, hell yeah. You have no plans? No, I considered joining a club, but don't know what kind of club would interest me. Go observe a meeting of someone else's club. Might pique your interest. I guess. But I don't know how to continue from there. Muto looks at me in a way that makes me quickly want to take the words back to avoid a conversation. But I can't, so I have to forge ahead. I just don't know how to deal with people. I mean, the other students. I'm talking to people and everything, so it's not that I'd be isolated or anything. I just don't know what to think about the disabilities. It's like, it feels like I'm being impolite if I pay attention to them, and it's weird to ignore them. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. The teacher scratches his cheek absent-mindedly, looking very unresponsive. Those things are only an issue if you make them one. What? What do you mean? In our car?
The car. Car that we're gonna sell.
Oh. Sure. You have to make sure you take everything out of the glove compartment, though. Figure out how you want to organize all that. You can talk normally with someone, even if they are blind or something. Try to look behind the superficial. There's not a single student here who isn't just a normal kid behind whatever they might seem at first glance. He says the same thing as Yuko did. I know they're right, but it's hard. How can you not consider, for example, Shizune's deafness, when the only way to communicate with her is to talk through Misha? Or Hanako. It's not like you can ignore her face. But I'm interrupted by the door of the classroom suddenly slamming open. Oh, shit.
Teacher!
Misha crashes in, hand straight, in an enthusiastic greeting, her voice loud and lively enough to wake the dead from their graves. She starts towards the teacher's desk with her bouncing step, hands energetically swinging with the rhythm. Muto, visibly dismayed at the interruption, and Misha in general, slumps in his chair. Mikado. Misha stomps in her tracks and looks around cluelessly, as if she's sensing from his tone that something's wrong, but has no idea what.
Yes?
We have talked about volume control before.
Yes?
But she doesn't lower her voice at all, and the teacher just rubs his eyes. So, what is it?
We need help. We're running out of supplies for the festival stands. This is a distress.
She waves a pink slip of paper she's holding around. So, go get more supplies from the art room. What's the problem with that?
Plywood! Plywood is always the problem. Last time we wanted more, there was only a little. But that time we just took it all and went with that. Now there's like none left there. So do you know where there is some?
I don't understand. How would I know?
Shichan, the president thought that a teacher would know if there's plywood. Was she wrong?
Muto looks like he is in great pain, frowning with his entire essence, and Misha doesn't get it at all. Looking at the two of them communicate is terrible. Like looking at a man being tortured by drilling his skull open while blasting pop music at full volume at the same time. I'm afraid I have no idea if there is any plywood in the school, let alone where it would be if there was any. He does not like Misha, I can tell. Hold on, I'm taking my meds, chat. That one was not pleasant. I did not have enough water.
Aw, what should I do?
Perhaps try to find Mr. Nomiya? I'm quite sure he would know where to find everything you need. You'd have to pry them from his cold, dead hands, but that's a different matter.
I don't have time. We're so busy.
She holds her head with both of her hands, looking as despairing as it's possible for a person like her. Without even noticing, she crumples the note she's holding against her hair.
I shouldn't even be fetching these things. There's so much to do and we are falling behind the schedule.
Muto looks at her gravely and then suddenly smiles. Smiling doesn't really fit his face. I think it'd be better if he didn't. I wonder if you could get some temporary help? He switches to staring at me focusedly with a hard expression, as if trying to say, go make some friends. I guess I can give you a hand.
You can? Thanks, Hee-chan. You're really nice.
She paused, does a double take, and then points at me with her finger, yelping. And looking very puzzled.
Come to think of it, what's Hee-chan doing here? Class is over. You should be having fun.
We just had a little chat.
Oh no, it's not detention, is it? Are you in trouble, Hee-chan?
No, I'm not.
Is Hee-chan in trouble, teacher?
No, he's not. Muto sighs deeply, and I feel that I have to help Misha to get her off the teacher's back. So, what do you need?
Here's a list. I can try to find the plywood from somewhere if there's none in the art room.
She offers me the note she's holding. I take it, hesitating a bit. I said I'd help you, but this has no implications on whether I'm joining the council or not.
Aww. Still, thanks, Hee-chan. Try to be quick. We're in the stall building streak now. We must hurry, hurry, hurry.
We have real power again? Hell yeah, dude! She bounces out of the classroom, leaving me and the teacher looking at each other with something that feels like a silent agreement. Well, there you have it, Nakai. You have something to do now. Please don't sound so smug. Looking at the list with a number of items ranging from paint to plywood, all written with small, neat handwriting that is undoubtedly Shizune's, I heave a sigh. I'll be going then. Waving the long list limply at the teacher, I exit to the hallway. The classrooms closest to ours are designated belonging to class 3-1 and 3-2 on the right side and 3-4 on the left side, each door looking exactly the same. Further down the corridors, still with identical doors and rooms, are rooms that I didn't think were used for classes. I guess the art room is not a classroom as such. I carefully push open the furthest door and peek in. It's a classroom, but it seems rather badly kept, or not in use. Am I in the right place? Desks and chairs are all around the room. A thin layer of dust settled on them. There are some easels in the corner, so at least this looks like the right place. The room is flushed in sunlight from the big windows, shadows creeping all over the desks. Specks of dust are dancing in the stagnant air, making the beams of light almost visible. Jokingly, I call into the empty room. Anybody Something catches my eye and I stop mid-sentence. Sitting on a desk is a short-haired girl, curiously wearing a boy's uniform with a fork between her toes, a morsel of food stuck firmly on the end. This odd way of dining seems to be caused by her apparent lack of hands, but her presence here is what takes me aback even more. How did I miss her before? She's sitting in a corner very still, but I still somehow took her as a part of the furnishing, or a statue at first glance. I'm not being too observant today, as a whole. The girl seems to be frozen in place, staring at me with her huge eyes like a rabbit in headlights. She's staring at me, her mouth wide open, ready to accept the fork. I'm staring at her, my mouth wide open, suddenly remembering I didn't finish my sentence and trying to think if I should. This weird stalemate keeps us both stunned in silence, punctuated only by the wall clock ticking rhythmically. Voice? voice, question mark? I do like this song, this like background music. Better than the last. Than like the calm piano shit. Still sleepy though. Hold on. God, I'm trying to think. Hello? 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 No. Hello? I think my normal voice will be fine. I guess. Hello? The girl stuffs the forkful in her mouth and is now staring at me expectantly while chewing. This is a bit awkward. Hello. I was told to pick up some supplies from here. For some festival stalls, I think. I didn't think there would be someone here. There isn't. That's why I came here, too. She picks up another forkful. Doesn't that mean you're here, then? She raises her eyebrows as if she was suspecting my observation was false. You are pretty observant. I guess it does. But who are you? This girl is pretty straightforward, isn't she? I'm Nakai. Hisao Nakai. I just transferred in on Monday. I'm Ren. Tezuka Ren. Ren Tezuka. I won't shake hands with you, but at least we know who we are now. That's very nice. Her deadpan manner of talking makes it hard to determine whether she's joking about shaking hands or not. It kind of bothers me. Joking about these matters doesn't feel appropriate at all. Well, I'm trying to figure out what's appropriate and whether this girl is. She seems to have lost interest in me and is now gazing yearningly back at her food.
Can I continue my lunch? If you don't mind me, I won't mind you. If you need to get your stuff, the supplies are in the back.
Go right ahead, but lunch? School's already over for the day.
What word would you use then? There's no word for a meal you eat after lunch but before dinner, right? It bothers me very much too, but I don't really know what I should say.
I don't think you're supposed to eat a meal between lunch and dinner to begin with.
But I'm hungry now, and my delicious boxed lunch would go to waste otherwise. I have curry. It's very delicious.
With much decisiveness, Rin once again picks up the fork between her toes, and with at least as much impoliteness, she points it straight at me.
So, Nakai, what brings you to this place?
Like I said, I was told to look for these things.
No. This school? From outside you look fine. Is your problem inside?
I come to a full stop, opening my mouth but not getting a word out.
I can guess. I'm good at guessing. Better than most people.
Rin cuts me off before I can answer her question, or skirt around it somehow. I don't know which I would have done. I froze in front of this issue again. I haven't even told anyone here about my condition, or maybe it's only because it hasn't really come up. I do get the feeling that not making issues of this is a part of the social code here, as the teacher said. I wonder if the people here could relate. Probably not any better than any normal person could. I can't relate to Shizune's circumstances, or Lily's either. Naturally, while I go through this in my head, Rin keeps considering what my condition could be, with an overtly contemplative look on her face. She puts her fork between her lips and leans back, looking at the ceiling as if the answer was written up there. A beam of light illuminates her face from the window side, creating a mask of dark shadow on the other side.
I don't think it's anything in your head, and something in your guts would be boringly ordinary, like this lunch of mine, and less delicious. The problem must be in your pants. This messed up Sherlock Holmes kind of statement, and the sheer lack of tact it was delivered with, catches me completely off guard. I think I might have reeled back even physically, as Rin's eyes widen in revelation and astonishment. So I was right. There's something wrong with your tackle, isn't there?
Still particularly in shock, but recognizing the need to reply something, I spit out the first thing that I can think of. No, nothing like that. I have a heart problem. Arrhythmia. I said it. More like blurted it out, but I said it. The girl in front of me purses her lips together and glowers at me, looking very disappointed.
How boring. Trouble in the pants would have been much more scandalous.
What's with this reaction? I'm sorry to let you down.
I forgive you. Just, I collect people, and a person with, that kind of problem would have been really great.
Collect people?
People with different problems.
Huh. So you just, go around asking people what's wrong with them?
Pretty much.
I see. With little left to say, Rin resumes her lunch and the conversation dies away. But I keep thinking about what was said. It's the first time I told anyone else about my condition. All the other people have either known about it already or heard about it from someone else. Or didn't need to know about it, like every other student here so far. Should I have told it as a natural part of introductions? Is it expected of me? Hi, I'm Hisao. I have a very serious heart condition. Is that how I'm supposed to go around introducing myself from now on? As if our disabilities would define us? What a disgusting thought. Or maybe this Tezuka girl just has an unnatural interest in such things. As I walk to the back of the room to pick up the items on Misha's list, a chance opens to study Ren from the corner of my eye. Her hair is a burnt auburn, almost orange, and cropped short. Long hair would probably be impossible with no arms. The boy's uniform and the lack of arms makes her look very thin, almost scrawny. She is not particularly pretty, except for her murky green eyes, which flicker restlessly from below her short bangs, even when she eats. The distance and the shadows make it seem like they don't reflect sunlight at all, but instead absorb all of it within them like deep wells. She moves her feet almost as deftly as a normal person would use their arms. However, I can see how this sight could discomfort people, especially while eating. It makes me feel a bit uncomfortable at the least. I hesitate to think about the word unnatural, but it's too late now, isn't it? I keep searching for cabins and shelves for Misha's things, but after enough time passes, the silence grows too uncomfortable, so I try to force some conversation out of the strange girl.
So, small problem.
Yeah?
The little thingy, like the Spotify
Mm-hmm.
car thing.
Mm-hmm.
Car thing was on.
Mm-hmm.
That's adhesive on the car.
Okay. With its own adhesive?
Yeah.
Hold on.
I don't know how to get that. It's all stuff that was in the car. Some of it's stuff to keep, some of it's stuff that's not to keep. It's all just bags and cups and stuff.
Dental floss or string?
Back to work.
Could also use a hair dryer on a low setting. A plastic card, like an old credit card. Give me my wallet. On the thingy in the wall.
I get the adhesive off after I get the thing off.
Alcohol. Rubbing alcohol.
You sure?
Yes. Or WD-40. Rubbing alcohol will do, though. I love you. So, do you always eat alone and this late, or do you get the occasional visitor?
Visitors? Maybe you were my first occasional visitor, but I don't always eat alone either. Sometimes I eat with a certain person on the roof if she's not horsing around.
Horsing?
She likes to do sports.
Oh. And that's all I can think of to say. Both of us fall silent again as Ren forks the last bit of her meal to her mouth. I look down at my haul and double-check it with Misha's list. Seems I have everything except plywood. So I think I have all the things now.
That's very nice for you. Don't feel obligated to stay. I was about to take a nap anyway. You need to do whatever you're going to do with that stuff anyway, right? Or perhaps you like to watch girls sleeping?
I'm not sure what to make of this, but Ren looks serious. Even if I did, I think I have to be going. I'll catch you around, Tezuka. Tezuka, however the fuck.
You can call me Ren. I feel that our relationship is at this point good enough to warrant this much.
I was already turning to make my exit, but she draws me back in. Fine. Then I'm Hisao.
Then you are.
Ren looks at me hard in the eyes, but that intimidating feeling you get when someone stares at you isn't there. It's like she's actually not looking at me at all.
Good night, Costas.
She blinks a couple of times, and I can't figure out why a pause like this just popped between us out of nowhere.
See you later, Hisao.
There's something like a tiny smile there in her face. Maybe. I quietly back out of the room. As I shut the door in front of my face, I whisper to myself, what an intriguing person. From inside, I hear a muffled sing-song voice.
I heard that.
Oh, God.
What did she hear?
I jump at the sudden appearance of Misha, who I had not heard approaching, despite the completely empty hallway. Somehow, she had gotten to jumping distance of me without making a sound. Creepy. It briefly reminds me of Kenji's nutty theory about a global feminist conspiracy, but I pushed that thought aside. Shizune, standing slightly behind Misha, looks aloof as she couldn't have heard the remark that drew Misha's attention, but Misha is visibly excited.
No, wait. More importantly, who is in there? There's no club meetings today.
She tries to curiously peek past me, even though the door prevents her from seeing anyway. What are you doing here?
You took so long that we had to come check what's wrong. That's no good, Hee-chan.
She wags her finger at me scoldingly.
I found plywood, but everything else is still missing because you are tardy.
Huh? What?
Voice.
Anyways.
That was so hard to pull off.
Yeah, I bet. But you got it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Now I gotta-
Rubbing alcohol.
Rubbing alcohol?
Take that rag with you since it's already dirty.
Rag?
Yep. Love you. Oh, sorry. I got the things here. Was just going to bring them.
I think you were up to some mischief, Hee-chan. Who's in there with you, I wonder?
Misha signs something quickly to Shizune, pointing to her own ear a couple of times. Shizune immediately pushes her way past me and opens the door into the classroom I just left. I can only imagine the shock she is experiencing.
I think I know where he's sleeping tonight.
Your chair? With Shizune's diligence and attitude, the insolence of daring to deface school property by sleeping on top of it must be too much to bear. And indeed, she stares at Rin, frozen in place, apart from the sight, not noticeable, trembling of her shoulders. From suppressed rage, I'm sure. Instead of blowing up, Shizune just takes a few deep breaths, adjusts her glasses, and slams the door shut, turning to sign furiously at Misha. Maybe she did blow up, but I can't understand it. She shoots a very loaded stare at me, too, as if it was somehow my fault that Rin is sleeping on one of the tables. I hope she's not getting any funny ideas about the reason of my tardiness.
Hello.
Rin's voice comes from the other side of the door, and it takes a few eye blinks to realize she might have trouble opening it. I open the door to find Rin directly behind it, looking at us with a half-interested, half-sleepy face.
Hello. Miss Tezuka, what do you think you were doing? You absolutely are not permitted to use school property for such, disgraceful activity. It sure is suddenly very crowded in here. I didn't know I was this popular.
It's hard to say whether she's happy or unhappy about this turn of events. At any rate, she ignores Shizune and Misha's scolding, so they have no choice but to drop the issue. Shizune taps Misha's shoulder, points at Rin, and makes some quick signs.
Popularity aside, please don't do that anymore. Anyway, how's your project going? Will it be done for the festival?
Rin looks at them blankly, apparently at ease under the pressure Shizune's cold stare is putting on her.
I keep wondering about that myself, too. And? We'll think about it harder.
As Misha signs her reply to Shizune, her face turns into an unsatisfied frown.
Miss Tezuka, please try to take this seriously. It'll be a disaster if the wall looks like someone threw up their lunch onto it.
Rin nods assertively. We'll think more seriously. Misha actually giggles at that, but Shizune doesn't. Not even after translation. She shakes her head, takes the materials from me, and takes off with Misha in tow. Rin frowns thoughtfully as she looks after the retreating student council duo.
How rude. It's true, though. I must finish my project before the weekend. There will be dire consequences if I don't. The end of the world as we know it. Like weekends usually are, but more dire. Much more dire. Maybe I'll postpone my nap to unforeseen future.
I am about to ask what project she has and what are these apocalyptic consequences, but she walks back into the art classroom.
Since you have nothing to do, would you give me a hand? This paint can doesn't fit into my bag, but I need it.
She kicks lightly at a huge can of paint that's lying on the floor next to the table she was sitting and sleeping on. It lets out a dull clang. Being the gentleman I am, I naturally pick it up. Heavy. Yeah, sure. Where do you need to take it?
Away.
And with that, she takes off to the hallway, me and the paint can following, since there's little choice for either of us. The hallway is quiet and empty now, with Shizune and Misha gone, so we two leave towards the stairwell at the other end. Every 10 or 15 or 20 steps, I have to change the can from one hand to another. Because the thin handle cuts into my palm. At least it keeps my arms from tiring too fast. Hello, Elite Master. Good evening, how's it going? It goes, how are you doing? Doing good. My friends and I had a slumber party. Oh, hell yeah. Rin strolls on beside me with an uneven pace that I have trouble matching. Or maybe I'm walking weird because of the extra weight. It seems one of us is constantly walking too slow or too fast, and I can't figure out which. 2 flights of stairs below, trouble appears in the form of the head nurse and his fox-like grin. Ah, Mr. Nakai, what a happy coincidence. Tezuka too, of course. He nods courteously to Rin, who does not acknowledge him back, then turns to me, because obviously it's me who he had some business with. There's something I forgot to mention on Monday. I nod and wait impassively, because I can't even begin to guess what he forgot. The feeling of the handle delving deeper into my skin doesn't make me feel enthusiastic about this interruption either. It's about your medication. Since you haven't been that long on your current medication, there might be some unexpected side effects, which might require adjusting dosages or even changing to another kind of medication. So we will do a few tests regularly, regularly. But what I'd want is for you to keep an eye on everything in your condition that feels off, if you get what I mean. Nausea, headache, anything. And come see me if something happens. All right. So, how are you? Everything fine? I give up and drop the can to the floor before answering him. Apparently, this takes longer than my biceps can handle. I'm about to say something generic as an answer, but then I realize how often I've done that lately. Other people have asked me that too, teachers and students here. My parents, visitors, nurses, doctors at the hospital. Everyone seems to be concerned about that. It's natural for a hospital, not so much for a school. Except this school. This is a small school, and both the student base and the faculty seem to be very tightly knit. At least that's the feeling I'm getting. And this is not the kind of school that gets transfer students too often. The thought sends shivers up my spine, but I give a generic answer anyway. That's great! Also, one other thing. My sources tell me that you've been at neither the school track nor even the pool, so I'd like to know if you've taken up exercising as I asked. Of course I haven't, but his way of inquiring gives me the feeling that I should have been running my ass off on the track since the very first day. You have people spying on me? Not as such, I just happen to know a few people, but that's not the issue here, so don't try to slip out of it. Well, I was actually just doing some improvised weightlifting as an exercise. I pick up and lift the can up and down a few times like some sad imitation of a bodybuilder, even though it's weighing down on my arms painfully. The stupid grin disappears from his face for a second, then comes back like it was never gone. Tezuka, would you give us a second? The nurse grabs me by the shoulder without waiting for Rin's permission, which he didn't need in the first place, and drags me aside. When I told you to exercise, I wasn't joking. I understand that you are still on your first week and all, but please don't ignore the importance of this. The reason I'm coming down this hard on you is that habits are not easy to form. The more you slip and postpone, the harder it'll be. It's the same with everything, like dieting. Can you promise me to be more serious about this from now on? Yeah, I promise. Definitely. He studies me for a moment and then shrugs, smiling again. Hold on. Okay, that's more like it. If you go to the school track tomorrow morning, you'll meet my spy, who probably has no qualms offering consultation if you want to jog a bit. Consultation? See you around. He leaves with a wave of his hand and no answer, and I walk to Rin, who has been waiting, idly leaning against the wall and staring at the pale lighting fixtures in the ceiling. Even when I approach, she doesn't move her eyes off them. Are you getting medications for your heart thingy? Were you listening? It comes out more accusatory than I intended, accidentally lashing out on her. But even so, I don't really want to start talking about it. I just met her. I don't know her. It's not her business. The nurse seems to be happily ignorant about confidentiality, too. She's talking about that kind of thing in public. But it's not Rin's fault, is it? I look up at her, suddenly feeling a bit guilty, but Rin is just staring past my shoulder, quizzically, her head tilted like a bird's. I don't know why this is so hard for me. It feels like there's some inexplicable lock that prevents me from being more upfront about this. Yeah, they're for my heart.
Will they make you better?
No, not really. They just make me a little less worse. Rin keeps looking at me for a while longer, and she neither says anything further nor displays any kind of emotion I can discern. I'm thankful that she doesn't. I think I'm still not quite used to all this. At the hospital it was easy, but I still haven't sorted my feelings about having to live a normal life with this disability. We leave the main building and Rin leads us onward towards the dorm. We stop at the small patch of greenery in front of the dorm building. The dorm is built on a slightly elevated ground, with a wall and a few trees that everyone has to circle around every time they come or go. It's probably the only inconvenient design in the school. The entire wall, made of the same kind of bricks as the building itself, has been covered with some sort of painting. Most of it is still mere sketches. Quick lines drawn with black and white against the gray plastering that covers almost the entire length of the wall, but some places look a bit more finished. There are human faces and legs and hands. I can't quite say what the painting as a whole might portray. Stacks of what seem to be paint cans are arranged in piles on the ground beside the wall.
See, the left side is hardly off the ground yet. It's because I couldn't get in the mood yesterday, so I gave up and went to meditate instead. Then it was suddenly morning. I have to work on it, but the guys from art class are helping with the negative spaces and base surfaces whenever, which is a problem. It's easier to paint big areas if there are a lot of people with hands. The reach is better, and it's faster too.
She goes on a tangent of a tangent, waving a little with her arm, or whatever of it there actually is, to demonstrate, even though I got to the point already. The white cotton of her sleeve flaps around, and it makes me think it could look sadder than it does. But it makes me feel out of place, like almost every tangible reminder of the student base's special properties has in the past few days. This girl doesn't notice my dreary feelings, of course, or the fact that she lost me a while ago already, and just keeps on blabbering.
So what I'm trying to figure out, if there is something I need to figure out, and then figure that out before it's too late and all hope is lost.
Why would the hope be lost?
Did you get it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
There's a couple little scratches from when I was trying to get it out originally.
That's okay.
They're pretty small. Also, no more leaving things that are dirty outside the front door. So many flies.
Okay.
So many flies. Also,
I don't think we're getting Blossom, by the way.
Okay, thank you.
it's a little ball of adhesive.
I don't think we're getting Blossom.
Why?
Because of the whole fence thing. She hasn't responded since I told her about the grooming stuff.
Just the color's fun. You never know. What about lights and stuff?
Oh, that's right. I'm supposed to filter with Good with Cats. That's what's stopping me from finding all of these other dogs.
Huh?
Half of them aren't good with cats. Yeah. Anyways. Who's your favorite Crip Girl in the game? Probably the one. Yeah?
Yeah.
You gonna take a picture of it and send it to me? Actually, I'll worry about it if it gets back up to 80 again. Because sometimes it lifts up like that, and then it drops back down. Have you put the pizzas in the oven yet?
No. That's it right now.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Mm.
insurance card in the car.
What do you mean?
You've been straight up driving without insurance. Like, we don't have an up-to-date card in the car.
Oh.
Or anything. And when I say, like, I mean, the most recent one on there says expired in 2021.
Okay.
So that's interesting. But it's in the oven.
Yippee. Okay.
Because paint has to be painted, and then it has to dry, and then it has to be painted over with another kind of paint. It takes time.
She finally stops, apparently thinking she made some kind of a statement that makes sense. I think it's best to start from the top. So, this is your project? You did... It doesn't matter to me. What? You did this?
Yes.
All of it?
Yes.
Nice, but I stumble with my words, suddenly feeling like I walked straight into the minefield of political incorrectness.
It's okay. You can say it. I probably won't get mad.
I blush really hard. I don't really know what would be the right thing to say, if any. It feels like I'm way more sensitive than Rin is, though. This is really awkward.
Don't you want to ask?
How do you paint without hands?
See? I'm an easy person to talk to, right? With my feet.
I almost guessed that already, but isn't that hard to do?
You're good at guessing. Anyway, I don't think it is, but maybe I'm used to it by now.
I can't get my mind around the fact that she could be an artist, but seeing how adept she was using her feet to eat, I figure painting might not be a problem either. Neither of us has anything more to add to the subject.
The afternoon light works pretty well. I was afraid it would look too flat, but it's not like that after all. I think it's actually pretty interesting. I wanted to see what it looked like in dim light. Do you think it's flat?
Well, paintings tend to be flat.
Not like that flat. You know, flat like some people are. No substance, no meat, where there should be some.
I know a few girls who, okay, I get it, but I couldn't really tell. I'm not that good with art. I can't name many artists or artistic terms. So I don't really have anything to say. Rin shrugs her shoulders at that, saying,
"Suit yourself,"
without saying it, and looks up at the sky as if trying to look for something up there.
I didn't think I'd get any actual work done, but if you give me a hand with the paints, I could do a little before it's too dark. I wanted to get a halogen light lamp, but the ones they have at the sports track, but there aren't any.
Rincher is quick to recruit my help, as was Shizune. It really makes me feel that the festival is such a big project that every pair of hands is needed. Why not? I'm not really sure if I can be of any help, though.
I'm just mixing some paints. You can do that. Oh, it's just mixing some paints. You can do that, probably. Do you have motor control problems? Like, those people who have some? Cerebral palsy, maybe?
Not that I know of.
I get it. Heart thingy has nothing to do with that.
She gives me a sly look for no reason. No, it doesn't.
Let's do it then.
So she sits on an empty wooden box and very naturally picks up a wide brush between the toes of her bare right foot. I open a few of the cans and pour some of the contents into shallow bowls for mixing. Wait. The thick paints flow lazily from the can to the bowl, like syrup. I mix them, creating funny, hypnotic-looking swirl patterns that melt quickly into each other to form a new monotone cue. Rin sets to work, every now and then asking me for a hand with something or the other. Finding different brushes is easy enough, but mixing the paints to be the exact tone this girl is apparently seeing in her head is a frustrating ordeal. She wants precision down to the last millimeter before she's satisfied, but her instructions are obscure at best.
Add half a splash of green.
I crouch down to pick up the can of bright green.
The other green. This green.
I carefully pour some of the other green paint into the mixing bowl.
No, that's almost a whole splash. More white. Is green a good color to add?
No idea. You're the artist here. A hint of a smile appears in the corners of her mouth.
Do you lack an opinion?
No, it's just that I have no idea.
It's okay, because I just got an idea. Add more white.
With this exclamation, I pour a minuscule amount of white into the bowl and mix it. It looks slightly whiter.
That's not good. It has to be like the color when you wake up and you know that you saw the meaning of life in your dream but can't remember it. Maybe it's yellow.
Despite the impossibility of mixing a color like the change of seasons or any other nonsense that's being imposed on me, I find myself enjoying it more than I thought I would. Seeing a painting being born on the plastered wall feels like magic. I spend the moments I have between mixing paints, crouching down on the on the pavement, and just looking at her work. It feels slightly intrusive at first, like breaking some imaginary intimacy, but Rin doesn't seem to mind the least bit. Maybe it's just in my head. Her entire presence emits a completely different air as she painfully works the details, adding layers of paint on top of other layers of paint, steadily moving her foot across the wall to add new shapes. When I manage to produce a passable mixture of paint, the rare smile on her face is oddly rewarding. Apart from the few words when discussing paint mixes, neither of us say a word for the longest time. And even those short discussions soon evolve into a shorthand, both of us developing and using weird impromptu code words for various paints and hues. As if there was some need to conserve words and breathe a sound. We stay there late into the evening until it becomes too dark to paint properly. Okay, chat, this is my stopping point. So we're going to save, continue, and quit. And then we are going to move into the just chatting section, and I am going to sing one song for you. I will let Jenny draw.
Never be a housewife.
Why?
I suck.
Why? Where? How, what were you using water for?
So, the pan that was in the oven, it's little too small.
It's always a little too small. Don't use that. You used it, didn't you? I'd rather not clean that big pan. Why not just wash the dirty pan?
It's stuck to it. I'm tired of wiping my thing in the car, so I don't want to wipe something else.
So you wiped a big pan.
It doesn't have stuff stuck to it, so it's just dusty.
Well, baby, there's like a metal... Whoa. I'm letting you draw.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sing a song right now, though.
Okay. So I only have to draw one.
Mhm.
But yeah.
That's okay. Mhm. I've mentioned that. I have some on Throne. I have a bunch of baking sheets on Throne that are all in one pack. That comes with 2 pizza pans. Yep.
Yeah, like a normally priced one. You got like new boats and something.
It was like $40 for like 12 different pans. They were all pink. Yeah, I don't think this lady's going to respond to me, by the way, for the dog.
No.
No. However, I do think there's one in Louisiana. She's already spayed. Good with cats, good with dogs, good with kids. She's 2 years old. Doesn't have any sort of adoption fee on it.
It's where?
In Louisiana. Oh, I lied. Tampa.
Oh.
No. Available in Louisiana. Yeah, currently located.
Okay.
So,
We have a faithful thing to preheat to 450. Oh, 50.
okay.
What time is it?
4:30.
Oh my god. What? Today has blown by.
Yeah.
I was still like, I don't know. I was thinking, I went to go. No, you got here at 12. You know what it is? I've been so used to waking up early, and then lately I've been staying in bed later. My brain's like, yeah, it's early when I get out of bed, rather than being like, yeah, it's like 12. You know? I think that's what it is.
That's what your phone number starts with, right?
Yes. Yes. I feel like I haven't gotten much time today.
That's okay.
It's not. I live in time to work on things. I don't have tomorrow. Tomorrow I do the jackpots.
Mm.
Yeah. There's a CD in the car.
Okay.
What's his name? DJ Wright, something like that. Can't remember. But I have an unmarked CD in the car because homie at a light knocked on my window. Splashed.
Right, I remember this.
I was like, hey, I hear you listen to Eminem. You like rap? Can I interest you in my mixtape? And I was like, Sure. He was like, cool. I was like, great. He was like, do you have money? And I was like, I got 50 cents. He was like, I'll take 50 cents. I was like, hey, here you go.
That's crazy.
So I gave him 50 cents for his mixtape.
That's crazy.
Bro's hustle. Bro's like, I'll take any. I got a bunch of these.
Yeah.
By dawn. Not by dusk.
Yeah.
Anything for these. One day someone important will find them. I think dude's actually doing pretty good on Spotify last I checked.
Wow.
Yeah, I should go. My phone's dead, by the way. I don't think they're calling me at all.
Nope. Okay. What is that? Again?
Found it. Let me go check the other.
Okay. I don't even know what to sing, man.
Degrees to go.
What?
We got another 100 degrees to go.
Okay. No cock like horse. That's crazy. Hmm. What are you doing?
Hmm?
What are you doing?
I'm looking for the guy's fucking.
Baby, I'm not gonna find any poodles unless we drive really far.
Oh,
Anyways. Heavy and hard is the heart of the king. King of iron, king of steel. The heart of the king who loves everything like the hammer loves the nail. But the heart of a man is a simple one, small and soft, flesh and blood, and all that it loves is a woman, A woman is all that it loves, and Hades is king of the scythe and the sword. He covers the world in the color of rust. He scrapes the sky and scars the earth, and he comes down heavy and hard on us. But even that hardest of hearts unhardened suddenly when he saw her there. Persephone in her mother's garden, the sun on her shoulders, the wind in her hair, the smell of the flowers she held in her hand, and the pollen that fell from her fingertips. And suddenly Hades was only a man, with the taste of nectar upon his lips, singing la 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 la. And what has become of the heart of that man? Now that the man is king, what has become of the heart of that man? Now that he has everything. The more he has, the more he holds, the greater the weight of the world on his shoulders. See how he labors beneath that load, afraid to look up and afraid to let go. And he keeps his head low, and he keeps his back bending. He's grown so afraid that he'll lose what he owns. But what he doesn't know is that what he's defending is already gone. Where is the treasure inside of your chest? Where is your pleasure? Where is your youth? Where is the man with his head in his hands, who stands in the garden with nothing to lose, singing la 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 la? That's it. What's up? What did you do? Okay.
However, the oven is angry.
Why?
I don't know, but the fire spirit in it's very upset. I put the pizza in, started putting the timer, and it started.
What the fuck? Chat. I do the clap clap. Thank you. Chat. I'll see you guys later, I guess. Oh.
Whatever was shaking in there is dead, I think. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know, dude. But like I was like, oh, put the pizza in, no problem. Make sure everything is nice and steady. It's good. All right, cool. I closed it.
Why'd you put a timer on?
This is the time on the box.
Yeah, but I never go by the time on the box. I just go till it's like slightly burnt, and I'm like, okay, that's good.
Okay, but I don't know about that.
I just check it every 10 minutes.
Okay, well, I'm too lazy for that. The time is like 11 minutes.
Okay, and? Anyways, chat, bye. I'll see you guys later.
Okay.
And by later, I mean next week.
That's why you always burn the pizzas.
Bye.